All right, it's me, the Mimocracy, and I am now coming to you in 60 frames per second with a beautiful, awesome, but expensive green screen behind me. Very excited to stream tonight. 60 frames looks good, it feels good, and I'm just keeping an eye on my bit rate here real quick to make sure I don't have any unfortunate surprises. Look at this cool XR warrior. Level 51. I want to check out his gear. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Looks cool. Sarnak Warhammer? Where do you get the Sarnak Warhammer? Old Seb from Gruplenort. It's got a stun on it. That's nice. Balancing the audio here. That would be my girlfriend chopping stuff in the background. Sorry about that. There we go. Gruplenort. He is a very ugly froglock. He's the same looking as all the other froglocks. This is an ultra rare. How much does it sell for? 800. I imagine, like, for me, I probably won't get a whole lot of gear until I can go to places like Old Seb. That's just kind of my impression of how this solo challenge is going to go. Yeah, hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday. The weather is beautiful here where I'm at. And things are going swimmingly for me. So I'm excited to get out here to the Field of Bone. I have found a great fear kiting spot. And something, if you've watched the last few of my streams, you've seen me probably struggle with finding places to level, places that aren't as crowded. Like Kearns just seem to be, there's a lot of people in Kearns. Ooh. Trooper Terror, do your job. Yeah, get him. Struggling to find places to level, struggling to not be find overcamped places. Or I go to a place and there's 3 blue mobs, 2 green mobs, and then like a ton of red mobs that path through there to the point where it's too dangerous. Skyless Raven, welcome back. Check it out. 60 frames. 60 frames per second and full green screen functionality behind me. I am excited. Hopefully you're feeling okay. Hopefully you're feeling better. Great news. Is that great news for me or great news of do you have great news? Hopefully you have great news. Look at all these skeletons. There's tons of them out here right now. I just kind of want to find the carrion queen and kill her. I want to dethrone the carrion monarchy. Wasn't that one of my goals? Depose despotic regimes. Boom. Yeah. Feeling better, but it's still painful. I can now sit in the computer chair longer than 30 minutes. Yeah, you'll be as good as new before you know it, man. Before you know it. Let's see if I can get a max level pet here on the first try. Key barn. Key barn, go to work on this bandit. It's great. I got my green screen. Yeah, thank you. It's like night and day. Like the computer runs better. Like it doesn't do the weird effect when I'm doing this, you know? Key barn is not a max level pet. Key barn, you're gonna have to go. I'm sorry. I can actually do some like cool effects too if I want to. I can have me floating in outer space or whatever. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. It's a nice green screen too. It collapses, it folds up and down, it does all the things. That's not like just a piece of green cloth hanging behind me. I wanted to go for something that was, I don't know, professional. You know I'm all about the quality here. Keybarn's about to die. Speaking of sitting in my chair, I'm at my limit. I'll be back in a bit after I get Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to see you, and I'm glad you're at least getting back on your feet or back in your chair. Have a good night. Go away, Keybarn. I have no use for you. Be back before the end of the stream. Cool, looking forward to it. No pressure. Your health is the most important thing, man. The stream will go on. It's only a matter of time now at this point. It'll start to pick up. Garartic, welcome. I'm interested to see what you can do, Garartic. Okay, I'm just seeing if my sound effects work. Nice. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm going to let this that buff more or less drop off. Oh, I paid for my artwork as well, so I have a full art package coming. Super excited about that. In fact, I need to message the artist just okay, I see what he's talking about. Okay, the big thing is now I'm looking at it. So apparently Fiverr like lists different things as a stream package than what this guy is doing. So that's a little bit concerning because like Fiverr's saying you get this, 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 and then he texted me and he was like, "Hey, I actually don't do that." But I'm looking at it and I want to know if he does an overlay. If he doesn't do an overlay, like I'm probably gonna, I don't know, I might cancel it and find somebody that does do an overlay. I'm like tired of this. I don't really like I don't know what I was thinking with this one. It's okay. It's not like the best, but I need a better overlay. Just kind of looking at my green screen thing here, just seeing how it kind of let's see I'm behind the bird. Whoa. Get him. Bird. That's the cassowary, and if you follow my stream, you will become part of the Cassowary Council. It is an ancient order of equestrian, avian cassowaries. Let's see, we got a footpad here. We need marauders. Is that a marauder? That's a footpad. That's a bandit. We need marauders. Wait a minute, is that a marauder? That's a marauder. That's what we need. And this guy's just kind of out here fighting in the middle. Shoot, he resisted. Might be a little bit overconfident here. Let's see. Okay. I apologize for that very loud, obnoxious sound effect. I think that was Fiverr. I think that was the Fiverr guy, like, messaging me back. We're gonna drop a dot. We're gonna drop a dot on him. Cool. Okay, that's actually cool. The guy actually said he was gonna do the emotes, even though it's not technically included. But I really wasn't mad. I was just like, hey, you might want to like change this, because that way people don't get the wrong idea. Man, I wish I had this so speed like all the time. That would just be so awesome. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Uh Oh no, no, no. Don't attack the large scorpion, Garartic. Attack the bandit. No, get him off me. Let's see. I haven't looked at. Oh man, he got me for 19 and 16. That hurt. I really want to fight that skeleton too. Garartic, let's see your hits. Show me your hits. So far he's hit for 12, he's hit for 14. It's usually a bad sign when he's hitting for 14. That means he's not a max level. Usually they'll either hit lower and then they'll hit their max more often. Yeah, he's a 14er. And whenever my girlfriend is cooking, it smells so good. Okay. Go away, Garartic. I should have dismissed him before I killed that bandit. I'd have got full experience. I made another 5 platinum. It's not breaking the bank, but it'll help. It'll help towards those spells once the spell level comes. The goal is tonight. Tonight I want to hit 15, so I'm coming up on 50%. That should be a doable. That's an achievable goal. They say whenever you make goals, they need to be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. So that's specific, measurable, achievable. I forget the R, and then T is like, totally cool, right? That's what you got to do. So that's what I'm doing. All right, here's my goals. Level 15. What else? Spell money and research words. There we go. And then we're going to leave depose despotic regimes because I think that's important for every streamer, but especially for this stream because we're going to bring the light of MMocracy to the whole world. There will be a McDonald's, a Cast Donald's on every corner. Mark my words. In every country. I'm just kidding. I don't want to get political in here, by the way. But for real, I like the MMocracy theme, so that's what we're going with. So we need to meditate. Get back up to full mana here. And I'm like full send on the streaming now. I've committed to it. But I'm also doing the YouTube thing, so check that out as well. It's youtube.com/mmocracy. And this weekend, I'm going to make my first real YouTube short. I've made YouTube shorts, but they've been kind of like just clips of gameplay. I'm actually going to make one where we talk about MMOs, and that's what the channel is here for, so that's going to be fun. What's up? Oh, lasagna's like an all-day thing, babe. Oh yeah, lasagna takes forever.
That's what I'm saying. It's only 15 minutes, but I'm just gonna do the chicken alfredo.
Oh, you have like a frozen lasagna.
No, it's like noodles.
You have noodles. Yeah, just do the chicken. That's fine. Wait, you're the one you came up with the idea, and so it's not like it's like my birthday and you were like, yeah, I'll make this, this, and this. Then you're like, you know what? You get Dino Nuggets. Yeah, and you were at home streaming Hello Kitty all day. Where are the Marauders? I'm gonna unleash my little minion of hell here on Low Barn. Low Barn, you gotta hit for more than 14 or you're done, man. I'm just warning you. We have standards around here. You're not meeting expectations. Oh, he's done. Go away. That's so mean. Go away. It's not like dismiss or send back to skeleton daycare. It's go away. Alright, Caracab, you're up. Hopefully you do better than the last two. At least they've all been blues. Caracab's only hitting for 14, not looking good. Yep, he's a 14er. Alright, we'll run over here. This is safer. Good. Stream looking good. No dropped frames. 60 FPS. Low CPU consumption. Zerobtic. That's the least favorite name of all the pets I've had tonight. But if he hits for 16, he will be my favorite. Let's take a look at old Seb. What can we get in old Seb eventually? Level 48 to 60. Yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff in here. Will I ever be able to get any of it, though? I don't know. Here we go. Book of Obulus. Drops from Brog and a Froglog Zol Knight. He's only level 41. Is he a rare? That's one of those things where when I finally hit the point where I can go in here, I'm going to have to learn these camps. A Spectral Turkey. Oh, wait. Turnkey. He's 47 to 53. Spawns in the basement jail cells with the skeletons. Hey, if there's skeletons, I can get in there and get after it. Okay, so that's one like potential gear I could go after eventually, a long time from now. Wiz 5, Int 5, 50 mana. He's level 55. It's probably not attainable for a while. Dark Scale Greaves. Oh, Bonecaster's robe. I think this is the robe I have on my enchanter actually drops from Grupp Lenort. We looked at him earlier. He drops the Sarnak hammer. Dang, somebody gave me that robe. It was worth 1,500. Somebody literally handed me 1,500 plat. It's probably worth more back then. I think that was Valamira, the one who you see on the overlay here. Right. Yeah, right about there. Okay. Not gonna be able to wear that. Not gonna be able to wear that. Can't wear that. It's a nice cloak. Oh yeah. Four crypt named. Probably not gonna happen. Dang, 15 grand for that thing. Yep, definitely not gonna happen. Get a mask that gives you invis. I've already got invis. Yeah, these types of things I can go for where they're dropped by like regular enemies. How hard these enemies are, I don't know. That's something I'll figure out eventually. There's a marauder. Ooh, he's yellow. He's yellow, but do I want to go for him? Yeah, my pet's blue. We're gonna go for it. We're just gonna pull him way back here. That way we have a lot of room to fear kite and we're not worried about getting aggro. I don't want to sick my pet on him too early and then have him hanging out like way up there. There he is. And then we just want a dot and a fear. Hopefully I get the fear off. I'm not going to get the fear off. Ooh, wow, he hits hard. There we go. It's all good. I didn't see. What was the Rob tick hitting for? I wasn't catching it on my parse. Yeah, now he's no longer snared. Oh shoot. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh, he resisted. We could just let Zerobtic oh, there we go. I'm not taking chances. Zerobtic will go down quick. Oh wait, I feared him, but he was already running. Whatever. Let's see some 16s, Zerobtic. 14s. 14s, unfortunate. Those guys can drop words, and the words are for research, so I really want to continue to kill them. And now we have to turn the sound off. So I'm not listening to that. It's one thing I don't like in EverQuest, it's the rain sound. It's one of my least favorite sounds. Still have yet to figure out how to turn it off. I don't think you can. I think I tried. I can say that my leveling speed has increased significantly since I figured out this was a good spot to fear kite. And that's a big reason why I'm doing this solo cell phone challenge is I'm learning like a lot about Kunark. Kunark is one of my favorite places in the game, so this challenge is getting me jeez. Just in there banging pots around. Kunark, I'm getting well acquainted with Kunark doing this. I'm glad I put this on. This is good stuff. The green screen looking good. I can raise my hands. I don't have the freaky, weird animation from the fake green screen. I don't have to cap my frame rate at 30 FPS anymore. All good things happening here on the MMocracy stream. Time for a new pet. He is a green. Ugh. I think we're on pet like 5 or 6. What are you, Gobab? He's a green. Go away. For efficiency reasons, I feel like I need to have a max level pet. That extra 2 damage per swing does add up. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get them up and running. Yeah. So I had like a weird guy come in here. I'm assuming it was a guy last night, and they said something like really vulgar on my chat, and I had to ban him. I was like, hey, that's not the kind of atmosphere I'm looking to cultivate here, friend. You could definitely tell they were just a troll. They were just trolling. Some people. Some people's kids. Time for pet 7. Let's see what we get. Jab tick. He's blue. That's off to a good start, but he could be still one of the ones that hits for 14. So as soon as I get some mana up, we'll test him out against somebody, one of these enemies out here, and see what he does. No, my spirit of wolf is fading. I don't think there is any way, being Kunark only, that I can get a run speed buff. Kunark only solo cell phone. Oh, I can kill something in Vishan's Peak. A level 67 lava dragon. Probably not gonna happen. not soloable. There are times that I've considered doing a solo self-found Ixar or Shaman because I feel like the gearing is a little bit more involved for the Shaman versus the Necro. Like I would have a lot more like little goals instead of just getting leveled up. But Necros are really good solo class, so and I'm also too committed. I can't do the slash played because they go back to when you created the character. I guess I made this character in March of 22, so oh, I feel so slow. Scale Wolf Hunter. Try to find something to kill out here. There's a lot of large scorpions and not really a whole lot else. Let's see what Jabtic can do. Oh, he's hitting for 16. We got one. We got the max level. Skyless Raven just subscribed. Wow. Thank you, Skyless. Hopefully that's not a coming out of your medical bills, friend. But I am certainly humbled and you have been here since like I started streaming again. I think day 1, so super glad to have you. I will continue to stream for you as long as I am able. You and everybody else. And then yep, you'll have one of the founder tags because I think I've only had 6 total subs since like 2021 when I really began the streaming journey. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's everybody give it up for Skylet's Raven. Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated. Really do appreciate it. Let's see. Kill the skeleton here. Oh, I can give Jabtic a weapon. I can't remember. Do you want to give your pet a slow or a fast weapon first? They were less than expected. That's awesome. I like to hear that. Not because you subscribe, but because like honestly, medical bills are just it's just crazy to me. I'm so like fortunate in that I have all of mine covered. My medical is all covered. I'm gonna look this up. Pets don't use the delay of a weapon, according to this. So I just need to give him a weapon. Wish mine were all covered, but life threw a curveball at me at 16, said no military branch for me. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can kind of use you up and let you go too. I've just been lucky in that I've either endured all the abuse I've put my body through, and then eventually I stopped abusing my body and started taking care of it. At one point, I was probably cruising for some serious permanent like damage, but I got myself straightened out. And I said, no more alcohol. No more alcohol for me. And I have been clean and sober for 3 years. And I'm happy to talk about it. I was wanting to be a CB like my grandfather, but life said, no, that's all. CBs are awesome. I spent 4 months on a camp in Africa with CBs, and uh, they were our support for all things. Them and the contractors for all the camp, like toilets and all that. And they were out building stuff. They were building, shelters and things like that too. I like the CBs. And there's a movie. Have you ever seen the John Wayne movie, the CB movie? I've never actually watched it. I should probably watch that. And also, when I was younger, I was an instructor on a base where the CBs go to train. They actually built the camp, from what I understand. That camp had been there like it was really cool. It was like there was like an old part of the camp, and then it had like gotten bigger and bigger, and you could see like where the CBs had originally built it, and then further out the Army built more, and yeah, it was cool. I can't believe that was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I went to that camp. Spent 4 months out in the middle of Somalia. It was so dark. Oh, it was the most dark I've ever seen. The most stars I've ever seen. It was amazing. It was beautiful. And then at nighttime when the moon was full, you could like I would run around the camp. Like I would go for a jog around the camp at like midnight and you could see everything perfectly. But there was no lights allowed. You weren't allowed to do any lights. You could do red lights. So like we all had these like red flashlights and red headlamps that we would wear everywhere we went. But man, it was like freaking. It was wild. I remember like we got off the plane, so the plane lands complete pitch black, combat landing where they come in like this and they just go vroom, and uh the back opens up, and we all I see is like it's complete pitch black, and all I see is a guy like blinking a red light at us to get out, and we all like pile out of the plane and follow him into the camp, and one of my tech sergeants looks at me and he goes, "This is the most Call of Duty shit I've ever done in my military career." I mean, it was wild, man. It was like the Wild West out there. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Would go back in a heartbeat. Hopefully, I get a chance. Africa's amazing. Where's all the marauders? Oh, there's a blue bandit. Blue bandit, come. Yeah, lots of good stories from there. It was super cool to go there. Then the CBs swapped out, and Army, I think Army Corps of Engineers came in, and but the CBs, their guys would actually hang out with us. The Army, we didn't ever hang out with them. I don't know. They weren't as cool as the CBs. Tells me stories of being a CB during the Vietnam War. Has a bunch of photos. That's cool. Yeah, or I mean, as cool as it can be. I recognize that was a terrible conflict. That sub badge looks good on you, Skyless. Oh, I gotta stretch. Mm. Sorry about that. Yeah, war is a little bit different now. I don't know. We weren't so it was cool. It was like war is it was like when we were out there. It's like we're not at war here. We're not the ones fighting. It's like the country needs to kind of solve their own problems. We're just here to like assist. So like I wore like shorts and a t-shirt every day. That monk is hauling. You see how fast he went? That was the fastest monk I've ever seen. All right, coming up on 60%. Whoops. That was an accident. Maybe 55%. Maybe we can run down here and see if there's any better mobs to kill. Just wish I could have followed his footsteps. Feels bad, man. Hey, life is a journey, man. And it doesn't always go the way we want, but there's a definitely value to what you're doing now. It doesn't matter necessarily what you're doing. There's value to it. That's a greater skeleton. He's probably a blue too. Wonder if I could pull stuff back up here and fear kite it. Definitely not killing Burning Eye. I don't want the Kern's basement to be like the scariest place on Earth. This looks pretty safe to fear kite out here. I don't see anything. I'm not gonna fear. I'm gonna save the mana. So I'm debating on an Elgato Stream Deck or a mic with a boom, so I can have the boom because I've got something right here. I can boom it over into me. I think that'll give me a little bit better voice clarity. So that's ooh, I should probably help him. Still tell stories, and I will go all listen. Remember the stories forever. Yeah, I used to call my grandpa before he passed away. Like I would call him, and I used to love it because like we would just talk about nothing, and I was like I knew that like this wasn't gonna last forever, so I was perfectly okay with just talking about like how much snow they got in South Dakota or just anything, whatever he wanted to talk about. I didn't care. I was just glad to be talking to him because I knew it was getting up there in age. So yeah, treasure that, man. Don't waste any time. And like to this day I don't regret, he passed away and like I'm sad and I miss him, but like I don't look back and go, man, I should have made more time to call him. I should have like I would call him all the time. We'd just talk about nonsense, not nonsense, but just whatever. Oh, we got a lot of snow. Broke the trees. Just whatever he felt like talking about. But yeah, definitely miss him. Live with him so I don't regret anything. Yeah, that's awesome. See you get all the time. That's a lot of time. All right, we got a heart sting up here. We can one more tick. There we go. Yeah, these Bury and I would be, very lucrative targets, but if as soon as you kill one, you can't get that faction back. And then if you try to go down in that Kern's basement, it turns into you're swarmed by Burying Eye. Run them over here. Hopefully I stopped soon enough and didn't just interrupt my cast. I didn't. Finish him, jab tick. Make him pay. He's gonna whack me as soon as that fear's gonna wear off. He's gonna just hit me. Oh, he didn't get a chance to. I don't think I can sell that. %60. That is a good Earl Grey. Definitely need that Earl Grey. Sure. Yeah. Here in a minute. Well, if this art package works out, I'll definitely recommend this guy to other people. He seems like he cares. Greater Skeleton. Oh, Heart Sting. He's a white. We're going to go for the white con. Oh, he resisted. Let's see if Jab Tick can get him off of me. Get the fear on him. Let me just need one more dot. Yeah, Jab Tick took 50% of his health there. You do not scare me, Burying Eye. Our kind, although dubious, are not at war with each other. Sit down, Jab Tick. Take a breather. Well, my girlfriend made food, so I think it would behoove me to go and eat it. So I'm going to take about a 10-minute break here. I will be right back. All right, I am back. That was delicious. I couldn't pass it up. Would have been a missed opportunity to eat a good meal. My girlfriend made chicken Alfredo, and it was tasty. And then I got roped into taking the trash out like a good partner. There's a good assortment of skeletons over here to kill. Excuse me. I think this is gonna make getting to 16 pretty smooth. I was like, where is my pet? Hey, Skylis, glad you have a good partner. Me too, man. Me too. I don't want to get into like X horror stories on here, but we'll say it wasn't always like this. Mine would throw me in the trash. Hopefully not. Yeah, it wasn't always like this. I mean, there's good times and bad times. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Yep. No, we do pretty good. We were just talking about that. We got a good little setup here in our house, and she's got her own room that she streams in. I've got my own room that I stream in. Then we got our living room and our bedroom. So the neighborhood we're in, admittedly, is not the best neighborhood, but it's not the worst neighborhood. So we're kind of like surrounded by bad neighborhoods, but the neighborhood itself that we're in is not good or not bad. Mine wouldn't throw me in the trash. I was making boomer humor. Oh, those boomers. We love them. We don't. No, no boomers here. I don't know. They're not all bad. I'll say that. Not all boomers. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. This is an even better spot than where I was a minute ago. I like this. We can turn the sound effects back on. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving the green screen. I think the boom mic will be next. I think I'll do that. Then the stream deck. That'll have to be next month's purchase. That way I can get off the headset mic and get the mic in front of me. I should do some testing with my girlfriend's Yeti though before I make a purchase like that because like I have to have a fan going in here because the room that I'm in is not it has no central air. So if I was to like turn this fan off within 5 minutes, I would be just roasting. You have a Yeti and recommend it? Yeah, I was using her Yeti and then I gave it back to her because she streams too. But one thing I noticed with the Yeti was like my laptop fan. It was picking up the laptop fan and it was picking up the fan behind me, and so every time I would talk, you would hear like shh. But I think you can solve that with a little bit of noise suppression as well. So there's a possibility I just didn't have it set up properly. A strong possibility. Yeah, the filters. That's so I had the noise gate on, but I didn't know about noise suppression. And now that I do, I think the Yeti will work. So I'll probably have to get my own though, because Marissa's not she's not gonna give me hers. All right, give me some good blue mobs here. There we go, bone binder. I don't think I've killed one of these yet. Oh, I was interrupted. The WoW Edition Yeti. I might look into that. I used to have a WoW Edition mouse, and I thought it was so cool. It was a Wrath of the Lich King gaming mouse, and it had like it was just super neat looking. Just really flex it. Is it like an expensive, super expensive Yeti? One thing I did look into on the WoW, so apparently you can get I think there's like a baby panda pet or something on WoW that only went with the very original collector's edition released in 2004. And oh, I got interrupted. I need to turn the sound effects down. They're a little bit loud now. Anyway, this Panda Pet collector's edition thing, there are still unsealed or sealed copies out there, but they're like $12,000. Like, dude, that's insane. Somebody bought that like for 200 bucks back in 2004, or 100 bucks probably, and now it's worth 12 grand. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop, stop. Oh my gosh. I think he was just bugging out, but it looked like he was about to go fight something else. That's true. If I get like a $200 Yeti, that would eat into any chance of getting an Ashes key before it drops. Look at all this Burning Eye looking up here at me. I need to add I used to have a thing that would zoom in on my cursor. I need to do that again. I'm really starting to get back in the flow of this. Back when I would actually hit like 20, 30 viewers. Those were the days. Those were my glory days. Good things are coming. I know I kind of paused there. It's because I'm trying not to belch on stream because I just ate. You. You. Just get a scrub yeti. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Scrub yeti it is. Just a washed up streamer like me. Nah. My life, my actual career just made me take an intermission, and then my life made me take a longer intermission. I'd planned to stream when I came back. I deployed to Europe. I know, don't make fun of me. I was deployed to Italy. But then some things happened, and I had to basically take a hiatus because I didn't want to have a public presence for legal reasons. Because I didn't need anything being used against me. No, it wasn't criminal. But after that got done, then I was like, all right, this is done. I got all my like summertime travel out of the way. That's why I popped up back in like September because like my summer trips were all done, and I don't have any like big trips planned for the rest of the year. So I'm like, it's time. It's time to stream. Yeah, legal. It was not. Yeah, it was not fun at all. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It was not fun and it was very expensive. The money that I committed to that I would have a full setup with like a $4,000 gaming PC as well, and this thing would look like it was being produced by CNN with the amount of money that cost. What's he doing? Some good mobs to pull over here, boys. But you know what they say. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And life is so much better now. Yeah, exactly. Divorce, yep. Oh, I already answered it. It's no big deal. Yeah, it was expensive. But all the important stuff was handled, and the saving grace was I was able to sell my house, and that paid off a lot of stuff. So, like I said, I came out better. Not much better, but better. Yeah, mentally, I am better. Hmm. I just like looking over at the green screen and being like, yeah, it doesn't do the glitching thing anymore. It doesn't glitch out because it's not eating half my CPU to do it. That fake green screen would like just chug the computer. That's why I had the stream locked at 30 FPS before. Now it's a nice smooth 60. And I figured out that CPU affinity thing, so now the trees don't chug out my computer either. It really is a process, man. Getting this all figured out is a process. My neighbor got took in his case, even though he was the one that initiated the divorce from that witch of a person. That's unfortunate. It was, I don't want to comment on this, but yeah, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But here on the Mmocracy, we are all about positivity. And only good things will come. Can run all day on how bad she was. Yeah, there's some nasty people out there, man. They're the worst kind of people that I've met are the people who decide that their moral code is essentially whatever feels right in that moment. Like, I feel like that's worse than somebody who's just outright like, yeah, I'm a crook. I steal. Like, I feel like the people who are like, this is the right thing today, but this is the right thing tomorrow, that is the worst. Whatever I feel like doing is what, and I'm always justified, is the right course of action. That's the worst kind of people, I think. Mm. Fear wore off, but I'm just gonna let Jab Tick do his job. It's really interesting to me to look back on like my old streams on my YouTube channel and watch like I tried streaming everything under the sun. Like I streamed like Rainbow Six Vegas one day, Diablo 1 the next. Like it was so weird. I don't know what I was trying to do. And then I landed on EverQuest and I was like, "Ah, I'll just do EQ." And I built a good following on EQ, mainly because I was doing kind of like crazy stuff on my enchanter. Part of the reason why I don't think I've built like a huge following yet here, not that you'll ever get huge on EverQuest, but like a more robust following is because like the solo cell phone thing is like not always the most engaging. And so I try to like keep it engaging with like the funny sound effects and the, you know, da da da, like all that stuff, but there's a lot of downtime, there's a lot of med time, and you just kind of got to keep like talking through it. So I'm at 70% towards 15 now, and at 16 I'm gonna get a new pet. But I think that's about the only spell I'm gonna be able to afford. If I could get one of these higher level mobs to drop the words of reviviscence, yes, that is a word, or at least according to EQ, reviviscence is a word. If I could get those, then I could research the pet and then spend that money on something else. But I feel like I only have the money for currently one spell. And I feel like the pet is the most important. That'll help me keep moving and fight higher level stuff to eventually make a little bit more money. There he is, Jabtic, get him. Think everyone goes through that phase? Yeah. I don't know why I thought like, oh, I can be a variety streamer and stream all these like really weird, obscure games. Because there's like some games that I would love to stream, but I just know there's like no one is gonna watch that. I have some clips on my channel of a game called The Unreal World, and it's a fantastic game. It's like a complete survival simulator built from the ground up, like very detailed. There's like thermodynamic level simulation where your like hands can get cold, your body, like every body part you have can get cold. But it's not just like a single like, oh, you are cold. It's like, no, you got frostbite on your fingers, but your legs were fine because you were wearing wool underwear. It's super detailed and it's super awesome, but like no one is gonna watch it unless one day like Asmongold just goes, oh yeah, let me stream this. Japtic took some damage there. I'm gonna med for just a minute, but I'm not gonna let this Heart Sting Scorpion go away. So once he starts pathing away, then I'll. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and grab him. It's a little bit of a risk. Oh, I just. I can't believe I did that. That puts a damper on things. I dotted and snared myself. Don't get me started on Asmon. I will die on the hill that he is the reason for some toxicity around Twitch. Yeah, I can see where he's controversial. The thing I don't understand about him is like I'm pretty sure he makes like good. He probably makes more money than me, or at least on par. And I'm not saying I'm like some extremely wealthy individual. I'm just saying like I have a comfortable life, and he looks like he looks like some of the people that I see like crawling out of the gutters. I know it's not nice to like down here in the nasty neighborhoods. Like anyway, I know that's not nice to comment on somebody's appearance. Just figure, man, get your hair cut. But hey, he's happy. That's one of those examples of like, dude got in on Twitch early and built that following early when it was like I wish I had done that. I did start streaming on Twitch in 2012, and it was really bizarre because like I would be doing stuff like I'm doing right now, super like low key, not extremely entertaining, and I would have like sometimes when like I would jump up to like 50 viewers, and I would be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then I would look, and I was the only EverQuest stream on. So like everybody just jumped to me because there was no one else out there. And that was back in like 2014, 2015. And streaming has gotten obviously like way more popular, way more accessible. And so it's a very different landscape now. Am I going to get the fear off? Oh, I did. Nice. He makes a lot of money, but he's just a toxic person that has a big following. Yeah, I mean, I watch some of his commentary on things and he does have good like commentary. But I generally don't watch big streamers. I only watch small streamers. I like watching the people that you can like you get to know them and it's not the chat's not rolling like 100 miles an hour with like Pog Champ or whatever it is that people do, all those emotes and stuff. It's like a totally different Twitch. Like the Twitch that we're doing right now and the Twitch that they're doing is it almost could be like a different website. And then I will say like when WoW Classic came out, I watched a little bit of what he was doing and I did think it was pretty toxic because he's like, give me that item, kill that guy, and he's just got like 50 people just like following him around. He knows a thing or two, but his other commentary is what drives me up a wall. Yeah, I just think it just sounded like really like spoiled and titled like a spoiled kid. Kill this orc, kill him, heal me. Like man, but I'm sure for every Asmongold, there's probably 10 big streamers that are just super chill dudes that or gals that aren't like that. So I just don't watch them. It's just not my thing. I think the only one that's decently big that I watch is the Happy Hob. And I like the Happy Hob is he's like definitely he seems pretty toxic. Like he's always angry. But the reason why I like him is because he does Dark Souls no hit runs, so it's very entertaining to watch him. Like he's very good at Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Elden Ring and all those games. I don't even know why I feared him. He's almost like halfway dead. And the experience bar is moving so much better. Happy Hob no hit Dark Souls back in the day was okay-ish, yeah. Oh, I like Mr. Llama on Diablo 2. I used to watch him when he was like 40, 50 viewers. That he's blown up. Squillakilla was who I watched for no hit because he was just chill. Yeah, I think I've seen him suggested to me. But I don't know. I personally I stream on Twitch, but I don't watch Twitch. Lately, I've gotten really into Lord of the Rings lore. There's like I used to think I would have to read the Silmarillion, and at one point in life, I did have to read the Silmarillion in order to try to understand what was going on in Lord of the Rings. And then I realized like 3 days ago that people have made all these videos about Lord of the Rings lore, and now I don't have to like read it. I can just listen to it while I'm brushing my teeth. I wouldn't recommend anymore. Just some of his viewers are toxic. Oh no, fear resist. He will unban you if you say please, so they are back the next day. Yikes. Yeah, you weren't in here last night. This dude jumped in here and was like said something extremely vulgar, and I was like struggling, like I'm like fighting an enemy and trying to figure out how to ban him at the same time. It wasn't even like toxic. It was like just not something that needed to be said. And I scolded him a little bit, but I don't think they probably didn't even stick around to hear it. I was like, we don't do that here. That's not okay. Oh, you were here, but you couldn't do anything. Yeah, I was like, no, we're here to talk about games and have fun. If you want to do that, go to one of these streams where like that becomes a copy pasta and everybody laughs. Like, I'm not gonna go as far. Oh my gosh, two fear resist. I'm not gonna go so far as to say that this is like a family stream or like a kid-friendly stream. I don't. That's not necessarily the goal, but just like a life-friendly stream where like, hey, we're not here to be nasty. It's okay to have fun, but like, let's have some good-natured fun. And we'll talk about games and life. We'll share in each other's struggles and triumphs. Like that triumph I just had over this Heartsting Scorpion. Rate mine PG-13. You'll get an F-bomb once in a great while. Other than that, yeah, that's kind of how I am. Like, I think I've said the F-bomb once on stream in the last month, and I was like, oh, shoot, but I didn't, like, make a big deal out of it either. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, when I upload these to YouTube, I make sure to list them. They're not, like, this video is made for kids. I'm like, no, it's not made for kids. Kids would look at this. My kids would look at this. Well, they know. My kids would know because they've seen me playing these games their whole life. But other people's kids would look at this and be like, is this Atari? Like, was this made in the 80s? It's funny to think how much money I could have made by now on bone chips and like bought some decent gear for this guy if I wasn't a solo cell phone. Luckily, I'm a Necromancer and I don't need gear. Eventually, I'll go get some whatever I can get. And that'll be the fun part of the stream. This is like the build up. The fun part's when I can actually go to some of these places and farm gear and do some of the crazy stuff where I'm like charming undead and fighting them against each other like Pokemon. Cause oh yeah, you don't know EverQuest, so there's a whole spell line for enchanters, bards, and then necromancers with conditions where you can charm an enemy mob, make them you turn them into your pet, and then you make them fight other enemies. But the thing is it's not like a oh, they're just your pet like my pet is. Like this pet will never jump up and attack me. But if the charm breaks, and there's like kind of a random chance of it breaking at any point, that then now not only is the enemy your pet was fighting coming after you, but also your charmed pet. And so that does make some pretty engaging stream content. It's what we call high risk, high reward. So eventually this guy will go into like Downir or Sebulus, and I'll be able to find undead mobs to charm. And I'll do some charm soloing. Enchanters can charm anything. Druids can charm animals. Only animals. Enchanter sounds like my type of class. Yeah, one day I'll load up the Enchanter and you can watch. Like it's really cool. It's also really stressful. Like I would finish charm soloing for a couple hours and like be like sweating. Because usually you gotta like break the camp and then you're also having to think ahead and you're like, okay, I'm gonna fight this guy against this guy. Then around that time this guy's gonna respawn. So then you're having to make these decisions of like, do I keep this guy as my pet or do I let him die or kill him to get the experience? It's like it's very cerebral. Ashes will have an enchanter class, but still waiting to see how that's going to work. That would be cool. Ah, shoot. I hit the wrong button and I'm about to pay for it. Yep, he interrupted me. There we go. I didn't pay very much. 80% to 15. Looks like my snare wore off. Help my pet out there a little bit. Yeah, the Enchanter on EQ is probably the most unique class I've ever seen on an MMO. And it's in the early days of EQ, it is completely broken. Like the stuff you can do on an Enchanter solo compared to any other class is insane. Excuse me. And there's a whole series of videos if you want to check them out on here, I'll pull it up. This dude, the stuff he does with his Enchanter, I'm surprised he's not bigger. Here we go. So here's just a example video of him going into K-Sora. And that guy's actually the inspiration for why I made Enchanter, and I wanted to start doing content like him. Yeah, it's crazy, like the stuff he does. And the thing about Enchanter is you got to be like always thinking ahead. Like, what if my pet charm breaks right now? What if, what's the spawn timer on this next spawn? Do I have time to med? Do I need to rebuff myself now? Do I need to wait to rebuff after the next spawn? Like you're like just thinking all through every little problem, which is I think why I really like it. And if you don't think ahead far enough, you're gonna find yourself in a position where like you're gonna die, but the problem is like you're gonna die in like 5 minutes. Like that's how far ahead you got to be thinking. Because you're looking at your mana bar and you're like, okay, something's about to spawn here, and I have nowhere to go, and my clarity is about to run out. I don't have enough mana. Like, it's super cool. And I've never seen a class like that in an MMO ever since. I know Bard can do swarming. Yeah, swarming is very one-dimensional though. It's like you run around this zone and you grab as many things as you can, and you just like, as long as you're pushing the right buttons in the right order and you can maintain it, you're good. Enchanter's like a trouble tree that you're following where you're like, is my mana 60% or less? Yes. Is clarity have less than 3 minutes left on it? Yes. Like, do not pull the next mob. Or do you have 3 minutes before the next mob spawn? No, do not pull the next mob or whatever. Like that's what you're constantly doing. I used to watch Perry Lovewhistle on YouTube do P1999. He would cut out and speed up traveling. So I'm like, which direction did he go? Oh, he's on a boat with that sweet boat music. I love the boat music in this game. freaking have like a super fond memory of me at like level 8 meeting like a level 9 druid and us like spending an entire day. This sounds really like we fell in love, but we didn't. Spending an entire day like, let's go to Blackborough. Ah, we're fighting here. Hey, you want to get on the boat and go to the Wisp Island? Yeah, like it was like this cool adventure. And I remember that boat music kicking in, and I'm like, this is the best game ever. I'm on a real adventure. Especially back in 2001 when online gaming just was not like how it is now. Like this just was mind-blowing back then. He does bite-sized videos at P1999 ranging about 15 minutes long. So eventually that's what I want to get like my channel to is like and I basically I'm gonna have to spend less time playing and streaming and more time learning how to like edit so that I can get fast enough at editing that I can crank out a video and still have time to like play and stream because really streaming is what I love to do. It's the most fun. But I'd like to get to the point where like I can stream for 2 hours, cut it down, maybe do another stream for 2 hours, cut it down, then merge those two videos into like one 15-minute segment of like, okay, this is what I did for the last week or whatever. Get him off me. Like, these are the funny things that happen. Here's a YouTube short that shows that. That's like the goal. And I do have a video editing software now on my laptop. I just need to take the time to learn how to use it. But streaming is just so much more fun. I'd just rather do this. Oh. This is bad. He got him a greater scale bone, and now he's dead. My pet has died. Okay, he's feared. I don't think I have the mana to even kill him. Yeah, and fear just wore off. The closest zone line is Sora. I think it's safe to go in. My second fear is worn off. So I'm going to be running to Sora. The thing I hope for is that these enemies don't go through the wall. I just realized I don't remember where at in here is the zone. Oh my gosh. Yep. Where is the zone? Ah! That's like a level whatever mob. Here's the zone. Oh goodness. Oh wow. Oh no. I got aggroed by him. 72. I forgot that guy was in here. How much experience did I lose? Oh, not that bad, I guess. Okay. Targashin got me. I figured I could make it down in there. Now I'm a little bit worried about getting my body. And it's night, it's dark. EverQuest looks so derpy when running. All that because I didn't want to run all the way to Swamp of No Hope, and what I should have done was just ran to Swamp of No Hope. Yeah, it's definitely the game definitely shows its age. Whoops. What am I doing here? There we go. Okay. Okay, here's what we need to do. We need to make a corpse drag macro. I think I already have one. There we go. Oh, it's already on my bar. I'm a little bit nervous because of that target shin. I'm wondering if he's gonna be like too close for me to retrieve my corpse. If it'll take like more than one death, that's not gonna be good. And so I think the root cause of that death was I didn't pull the enemy far enough back for me to safely fear kite, obviously, because I've got a greater scale bone, and then they just, between him and the heart sting, just absolutely wipe my pet out. Hmm. Let's see if we can do it. He must, I don't know how he aggroed from, oh, you know what I bet aggroed him? I bet the, I bet the greater scale bone drug him with me, or to me. But yeah, I totally forgot about that guy being in here. And I, oh, that was weird. It got light for a second. I don't see him, and I'm a little bit concerned that I don't see him. Where is he? He's not coming up on tab. There's my corpse. Let's run. There, is that him? It's so dark I can't see. Whatever, I'm just gonna Hail Mary out. We just need to get out. It's really weird how the lighting is changing. Oh, the sun's coming up. I'm confident that the lighting that they programmed into this client is superior to the lighting that was in the original. Which is a cool example of like somebody taking an old piece of code many years later and making it like vastly superior to the original. And also doing it for free as part of a fan base project. Okay. Just a minor setback here. And then we'll have to see how many times I'm going to have to summon a pet before we get a decent one. Okay, he's blue. Okay, Skyless, yeah. You gotta get your rest. It's already 9 o'clock, man. Should we test out Zassin's damage here real quick? 14 probably. Yep. Yeah, he's a 14er. That's no good. This will not do. Not really a fan of that song. Captic is a blue. So the good thing about the spot I was at was that all these guys getting power leveled are not pulling the mobs from where I was at. Yeah, I was hoping to hit 15 tonight. That definitely sets me back a little bit. I should still be able to hit 15 tonight. I actually don't have to get up as early for work tomorrow. And I'm enjoying the stream. I'm super stoked about the new improvements, the green screen, and the 60 FPS, which looks like it's holding really well. So, we got a part of Tassarin's grimoire here. That's an enchanter. Those are enchanter words. Captic looks like he's doing 14 as well. Honestly, that's probably the worst part about this. The death is the amount of time I'm going to have to take to summon a better pet. So yeah, he's doing 14. How's my bone chip stockpile doing? Not the best. Could try going into Kearns, but it's just been so unreliable for me. Seems like every time I go in there, I just don't have enough mobs to kill. Mm. So I'll need to, when I start to Fear Kite back over here behind Kesora again, I'll need to Fear Kite a little bit further back. And taking a look at the Necromancer spells that I get at 16. You get a damage shield. It's a self buff though. Cancel magic, cure disease. Okay, great. Feign death. That's a big one. So feign death would have saved me there. So I can't wait to get that. A disease, 12 damage per tick. An undead root. 20 direct damage plus 5 damage per tick. That's an AoE. I'm probably not going to get that. Restless Bones, that'll be the first one I get. I get a new shield. Oh, you get like the self-absorb. Those are nice. Enchanters get those too. So probably Feign Death, Heart Flutter, and Restless Bones will be the spells that I get, that I prioritize. The new dot, obviously, the higher damage dots, those are just good for nuking down the mobs, or not nuking, but getting the mobs down quicker. He ranged me. We'll just head back over to our nice spot over here. Make sure I'm not dragging anything behind me. Yeah, we just need to go a little bit further up. Okay, I wasn't letting you chat. The Twitch app on my iPhone is kind of weird like that too. It does weird stuff. Like sometimes it won't even play the audio at all. We might have started that a little late. Okay, I got him. Hopefully Zibin here, Zibin, hits for 16. Now we're good. That's good. Can't really tell because he's moving so much. Want to see some 16s, Zibin. He's like not hitting at all. 13. Yeah, I think Zibin's a low-level pet as well. Yeah, he's not hacking it. I'm gonna let him die, and then I'll get full experience once he's dead. And I can just fear him and watch him die. Whoever develops the app needs a pay cut for 14 days until it's fixed. That's savage. So because my pet is dead, I'll get full experience for the kill. That's why I let him die. I'll try to kill him with... There we go. I was going to say try to kill him with my melee. So what are we on? Pet 3 or 4? Kibikin. He looks stout. He's nice and tall. Could he be the one? I like this song. So we'll have to med up and then we'll get the experience rolling once I know if Kibikin here is worthy of keeping. I'm debating on keeping my FromSoft Sundays, where I play either Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Dark Souls on Sundays, even though I'm the MMocracy. So I'd be curious what you think about that. I know it's a little bit variety-ish, but I have a friend that I play Bloodborne with on Sundays, and he's hilarious, so it might make for good content. I just say 14 days because they probably have a family and they are innocent, but the developers need to step up their game. Yeah, I don't like the Twitch app either. It's not the best. All right, Kabikin, let's go see what we can do. So, Skyless, I have to ask, you don't watch or you don't play EverQuest. What made you start watching it on Twitch? Because I want to say you popped in probably one of my very first EQ streams. Actually, I'm not going to fear him here. That was the mistake I made last time. I'm going to bring him further back here. I want to see if the pet's damaged too. Let's see some 16s. 14. 14. No, Kabikin. I don't think Kabikin is the one. Kind of hoping he dies. Nope, he didn't die. Well, I've always wanted to play, and I have a level 9 Dwarf Paladin, but I don't have anybody to show me the ropes or to play with. Yeah, that might be fun. Maybe we could do some... Ah, this one's like... He's a green. Paladin's a tough one to start as, though. Probably, Enchanter would be tough to start at, too. Druid is the one I recommend to anybody who wants to get into EQ but doesn't really know a lot about it. They're kind of slow to start, and you get the wrong impression of the class when you start because you think you're like kind of a melee character, but if you think of them like a cleric or a druid in D&D, like they start out really melee heavy, but like later on they're going to get really good spells and you're never going to melee. And then druid also gets all the travel spells. They can warp themselves around the world, so you can go like just explore or go anywhere really. If somebody invites you to a group and they're like, "Hey, do you want to group in this place?" You can teleport yourself there. You don't have to waste time finding somebody to teleport you. So I think Druid is the best class to start with. And then you can use that money you make on the Druid to do like other classes like the Paladin. Because even like 2,000 platinum, you could buy pretty good gear. Ah, he's green. I think that was like pet number 6. I'm actually starting to run out of bone chips. Or alternatively, you could stick with the Paladin. It's just a little bit harder because you have to get gear. And gear and EQ is, it's not like WoW where you can do a quest and get a new sword. You can, but it's going to be really hard to do that quest. It's not like go kill these 8 rats and this named mob and you're going to get a new sword. It's like go do this 40-hour long quest for a sword. And by the way, you're going to probably have to group to do it. Well, you've probably watched enough Necromancer, you could probably play that too. That's another good newbie friendly class. Not calling you a noob, but new player friendly class. Oh, another green. That death definitely slowed me down. I'd probably be coming up on level 15 by now. It's crazy how much better this computer runs without that fake green screen. Ooh. Whoa, this is like really... This is really in your face music, sorry. I don't like it. Try something else. There we go. This is more what I was thinking. Another game I've thought about getting into and playing on stream is Lord of the Rings Online because I've been listening to so much like Lotro music or Lotro or Lord of the Rings lore, I mean. I'm thinking about music. I think it would be really cool to go to the locations on stream and then flip over to the wiki and talk about the lore. Alright, we got a blue. That's the first step. We got the first step out of the way. I didn't like Lord of the Rings Online. It just didn't feel right to me. It's definitely clunky. I think I like forgive the game for the mechanics because of the setting. Because I just think Lord of the Rings is so cool. So I feel like I give it a little bit more leeway than I would if it was like just a random MMO. If it was like another game, like if it was just a random MMO with a new game world, I would just be like, yeah, this is gross. I think the reason why I stream EQ is because it's like kind of it's comfortable to me. I know the game enough that I can navigate it, talk about it. I generally know where to go and what to do. I guess I still have the hardcore WoW Classic subscription that I'm not using, and I have a RuneScape, old school RuneScape subscription that I haven't touched in like months, like probably about a month. I don't feel like that's like, I feel like that's more boring on stream though than even this. I don't think anybody would want to watch it. Like here, watch me click the same button for 2 hours. I can handle clunky, but quest lines are what I didn't like. It felt generic, like I have to slay this monster. I feel like it just feels like WoW. It feels like a It was. It was like a WoW clone when it came out, just with the Lord of the Rings setting. I think the quest text is pretty good in it though. Like last time I played it, I actually read the quest text and it did help with the immersion. All right, what is just Sartik hitting for? He's hitting for he's hitting for 16. I can't let him die. Just Sartik, you are the one. Get this skeleton a weapon. Another interesting one that I've played recently, and it was really clunky, is Asheron's Call. I played Asheron's Call on like a private server. But you want to talk about clunky, man. That game is clunky. That was like a contemporary to EQ. Like the back in MMO history, they talk about the big three, and the big three was Ultima Online, Asheron's Call, and EverQuest. And those three games like captured the entirety of the market. There was some others out there, but those three were like the big ones. And then you had this kind of like second wave that came in, which was DAOC, Dark Age of Camelot, which is a game that I do actually enjoy to a degree, but for some reason could never get into the PvP, and the PvP is like the main focus of the game. And Anarchy Online came out around that same time as DAOC, and that was kind of like the second wave of MMOs that tried to um, dethrone EQ and Ultima. EQ kind of knocked Ultima down a peg, but didn't completely kill it. And then there was and then Final Fantasy 11 came out shortly after that. I think it came out earlier in Japan, and then when it made it to the States, it was like a decent competitor to EQ, and then WoW came out, and WoW just like crushed everything and started the era of MMOs as we know it. And I feel like it was all downhill from there. Like there was other MMOs obviously that came out after Age of Conan, Lord of the Rings Online. Those all came out after WoW, and they were all supposed to be like, oh, it's gonna be a WoW killer, and there was no WoW killer, like it never happened. And then MMOs killed themselves. Like their time kind of came and went after Wrath of the Witch King. Then gaming moved on to like MOBAs, and then MOBAs became the new thing. Oh my gosh, look how fast he's running. Asheron's Call lived and died before I even knew games could be online. Yeah. Yeah, AC like had a really short life. The one thing I like about AC is it has this Diablo style loot where enemies can drop like a lot of like random stuff. And I always thought that was kind of cool. All right, I'm glad we're back in business here, and I'm back up to 80% to 15 after that unfortunate death. AC was a weird one too because it was like I think it was developed by Microsoft, and so like just the entire feel of the game. Plus, there was no like template yet. There was no format for MMOs. So it was a little bit like EverQuest, but not. I know a streamer that loved AC and talked often about it. His son actually runs a private server for that game. That might have been the one that I was on. There's not that many out there. It was called Levi-Strauss. And the reason why I played on that one was it was a no box, no bots, no box server. So if you play on the other big one is called Cold Eve. People have like 60 clients running at once. Pretty sure that's the Hearts thing that almost killed me earlier. And somebody showed me a video of what their screen looks like with 60 clients running at once. And it doesn't even look like a video game. Like it looks like somebody developing like a flight sim. I was like, dude, what is that? And he was like, that's my game. I'm like, that's not a game. I don't even know what you're doing right now. No clue which one he runs. Yeah, it's a pretty small community. Last time I played AC, I just started running in a direction. I just picked a direction and ran in it and went as far as I could before I died. The game world for AC is huge. Like I don't know how they developed it in 1999 or whenever it was made. It's massive. All right, the bar is moving in the right direction. And then, like I said, I really like the Diablo style loot. But it's also very cumbersome because you just get so much loot, you don't know what to do with it. And you really don't know like what's good and what isn't. I'm sure if I played the game enough, I would learn all that. I did see one really cool YouTube channel where a guy does kind of like that channel I linked to you for EQ, where he goes and fights like the hardest enemies on his solo character. But it kind of seemed to me like something you would have to play the game a lot to figure out and be able to do. And then the gameplay itself is so clunky that it just didn't look enjoyable, even if you like did it. Even if you took the time to figure it out, it just doesn't look fun. So it didn't really draw me in and make me want to try it. I'm going to go ahead and drop one more dot on you. Because he is a little bit higher level, so I want to have that damage. Ooh, he resisted the fear. Luckily, I have 2 dots ticking on him, so... Or I guess now 1 dot ticking. But that was a white con. And hopefully I get some bone chips from him. No bone chips. This is probably the lowest I've seen my weight in a long time. I'll probably just alternate between EQ and WoW. But the WoW streams, they don't do very well. Like, I don't get a whole lot of people dropping in. Then again, the EQ streams, I haven't had a whole lot of people dropping in, so what the heck? I think I've only gone up probably 10 followers since I started. One thing I've noticed is that once you build like a good 2, 3, 4 person like core group and people are like chatting with each other, that's usually when it starts to pick up a little bit. Or at least that was my experience last time I did this. It does seem like now a lot of people gravitate towards the bigger streams, and it also looks like this Project Quorum. I'm looking at the stream list right now. The Project Quorum is pretty much where everybody's at. It doesn't look like a lot of people are watching P1999 streams. But I'm not really willing to switch over to Project Quorum. This has been my server since 2009. Quorum just looks so clunky. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that. Somebody else popped in here a few nights ago and asked if I was gonna play Quorum, and then they told me that Quorum had issues. And I hope they fix it. Like, I don't anything that brings people to EQ, like I love it. I'm not a P1999 like fanboy. And this server, we had our issues too when I first started. Like, I started on this in 2009. My oldest character was made in December of 2009. And I definitely know the game had issues back then. As long as the developers are passionate about it, they'll get it sorted out. I've already done Planes of Power like on Agnar, which was the pop locked time lock progression. And even though it was a live server and it had the microtransactions, I feel like I got to experience POP. And this is the era of EverQuest that I like the most. Because whenever you get to POP, my my observation after putting probably say 200 hours maybe into Quorum, or not Quorum, but Agnar, my observation is that you're basically playing a clunkier version of World of Warcraft vanilla at that point, and to me, there's no point in playing that. If I'm gonna play POP, I'll just play WoW. There's probably a lot of people out there that would disagree with me on that, but that was just my experience on Agnar. Because by that point in EQ, they had started to try to modernize the class design. They had started to try to add like more buttons, more utility, and make the gameplay more active. But it's not as executed as well because of the way the graphics work and the way the interface is. So you basically feel like you're playing like a almost like a wannabe WoW, even though it came before WoW. In fact, the story of WoW is that Jeff Kaplan he's one of the WoW developers, he had a raiding guild, and they were one of the like top world raiding guilds in EQ. And there was lots of issues with Planes of Power when it came out. And he told the developers in a forum post, basically, fix your game or I'm going to make my own game and it's going to be better and it's going to knock your game out. And I'm sure nobody then believed him, but they made world history. And he definitely followed through. Another interesting fact, I used to play on a mud that Jeff Kaplan played on, and it was the same mud that inspired EverQuest. It was called Toral Mud. And there are still players on there to this day that, if you ask, they'll talk about the day that Jeff Kaplan and his crew left for to make. Oh wait, I'm mixing up Jeff Kaplan. No, Kaplan did play on there. That's right. But he talked about the guy that I met on there talked about the day that Brad McQuaid left and they made EverQuest. It was McQuaid and the other guy. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember if Jeff Kaplan played there or not. I might be mixing them up. But I thought that was really cool. There was people still playing this mud that remember uh, Brad McQuaid, the guy who made EverQuest. They remember playing with him in like the 90s. The roots of the MMO run deep. Heading to sleep. Thanks for stopping by, Skyless. Thanks for the sub. Much appreciated. Get some rest. I hope you're healing up. You definitely need it. I'm not far behind you. Once I hit 15, I'll be doing the same thing. Take it easy. About 10% from 15. I'm glad I've hit the optimal, not optimal, but the level that I can fear kite at least. Alright, I'm gonna do the risky thing and go bio in between pulls here. Be right back. What's going on? I can't change the scene on OBS. What the heck? What is it doing? My OBS just totally flipped out. What is going on here? Oh wow, no. This is so weird. It wouldn't let me change the scene. And then when it finally did, it like made the noise, but it didn't show it. That's okay. The stream is almost over. If you've been joining me thus far, please consider following. If you want to check out my YouTube, the link is up on my Twitch channel. Just have another about 10% of the level to go to 15 as I continue to document my solo self-found journey here on Twitch and on YouTube, as well as provide some commentary on the history of the game. Got my first death in a while tonight. I don't think I've died in probably a few. I don't think I've died since I started playing this character again. And I started playing him. That might have been his first death, actually. Oh no, I died once on stream a few weeks ago. I can't remember what happened, but I do remember dying. His character's probably died twice. Finish him, Jisartic. This is a great spot for these heart sting scorpions. Probably the first time in a while that I've actually been in a spot where I can consistently pull blue mobs. Resisted the fear, that's not good. There we go. Good pet. Picked him up. But necropets are not very durable, so I need to keep them feared. Because you can't tank and spank like you can on a mage. The pet will just not withstand the damage, even from a blue con mob. Pets are more of a tool and less of a not a means to an end, but they're more of a tool than a group member. That's what I meant to say. On the mage, your pet is almost like you're almost like a cleric and a mage or in a wizard mixed in one. and the pet is like the tank. On Necro, you're more like a caster with a lot of utility, and your pet is another dot and a tool to help control what's going on. There's a greater scalebone down there, but he's a white con, and I'm not at full mana. If I get a little bit of time to med and he's still there, then I'll grab him. It's pretty much the only thing up down here right now. It's just saying there's a heart sting around here somewhere. There he is. I definitely learned my lesson earlier, and I will not be running to K-Sora to try to zone mobs off me. Because there's a high-level skeleton in there that I totally forgot about. And he wrecked me. Probably about another 20 minutes or so of leveling should get me there. And then I'll be doing that last final push to 16 and then getting new spells. Or at least one new spell. I don't have a lot of money. And I've come to the conclusion I'm not going to have a lot of money. Like, that's just going to be a thing. Till probably level 30. And then somewhere around level 30 I should be able to farm giants for some cash. But I do need to continue to loot and just try to get what I can. What I'd really like is to get the words of reviviscence. If I can get those, I can research my pet spell. And that'll save me like 12 platinum. And seeing that I only have 20 platinum to begin with, that's a pretty good deal for me. That would free me up to buy a dot instead of a pet. There's a heart sting somewhere. Where is he? Oh, that's a greater scale bone, and that's my computer telling me there's an update available. That's probably the furthest up I've seen one of these mobs path. It's actually a little bit of a surprise. This is a good spot right here to fear kite, though. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he resisted. That's not good. Oh, my pet's putting in some good work on him, though. Wow. Probably don't even need to fear him. My pet, like, macked him good as soon as he started attacking. The bones crunching from two skeletons fighting each other. So the silver I save, but the copper I get rid of because it's just too heavy for it to be practical to carry it around. Even though I probably destroyed like 10 platinum and copper at this point. There's a greater skeleton. Excuse me. Nice long run back, but it's safer back here to pull this place than it is to try to fight closer because earlier I had one of my fear kited mobs went down and got another ad and then it led to me dying. So you ultimately save time in the long run by not dying. And I like that they don't path through the wall here because this game is kind of buggy and I've definitely had enemies path through walls and up and down cliffs. Oh shoot. He's not snared anymore. And he resisted my snare. I'm not taking any chances. I was hoping I would get a few more deadbone barleys tonight on the forage. But I haven't gotten any. And I need those for a quest. Almost there. Just a little bit more to go. Probably 5% or less. We've got a long med break to fill here. Just gonna look at some other... Oh no. I don't know what OBS is doing. I'm gonna apologize right now. Whenever I switch scenes, it's bugged out, but I don't want to kill the stream because once I kill it, I'm done. Allure of Death is level 20. That's one I'm looking forward to. That's a lich spell. So I'm gonna lose 5 health per tick, but I'm gonna restore 4 mana per tick. And right now, the one I have is only restoring 2 mana per tick, so it's gonna double the mana. The downside is I'm gonna lose 5 health, and right now I'm only losing 2. So that might actually start to drain me. Versus right now the XR regen is keeping me up. And I'm not actually draining health, it's just slower health regen. Obviously a pet, that'll be good. And then, oh, I get my first undead charm. That'll be a good one. Another undead nuke. Harm shield, that's a good, like, save your butt spell. Shadow compact, you heal, yep, you drain your own health, but you heal other people. So that's a good one to have, mainly if you're grouping, but I may be able to use it on my pet. Siphon Life, that's your standard life tap. Track Corpse, that's cool. Helps you find your corpse. And then a PB AoE that I'm not probably going to get. Ugh, what's it doing? I'm not going to question it, I'm just glad it actually switched. OBS is definitely has its quirks. But overall, I'd say it's a good piece of software. I've been using it for years. I'm just thankful there's nothing that spawns up here, so I have a nice safe spot to do the fear kiting in. Except whenever stuff like this happens and they turn around and they run right back towards the enemies. For some reason, listening to this soundtrack, this Chrono Trigger like dance music reminds me of playing Path of Exile. I used to play that quite a bit. I did solo self-found on there too, and that is hard. That game is hard. It's hard even if you're trading. I did a build where you just walked into enemies though. It was kind of cool. Like you set up this like ring of fire around you and then you just walked into things and they died. And that's like the most Path of Exile thing I've ever heard of. Like, yeah, if you combine these skills in this way and get this one special piece of gear, you just literally turn it on and walk into things and they die. The amount of customization in that game is crazy. There's so much you can do with your character. But it also requires like a degree. You could like get a degree in Path of Exile. There's so many mechanics to learn. No, just Arctic, don't walk to me. Go kill the scorpion. So for these white cons, I'm throwing 2 dots on them instead of just the one snare. Snare just broke, but he's almost dead. And I'm going to apologize in advance for the really loud ding sound. I don't know how to make the ding go any quieter. And I'm almost level 15. That's some good progress. I think I started this 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I took a break and played some WoW Classic Hardcore. I'll probably do some WoW Classic Hardcore this weekend. Try to switch it up a little bit so I don't get too bored. I don't know, I'll have to think about it though, because being that I'm almost 16, I'm almost to new spells, it's kind of tempting to just grind through that last level. This spot will probably be good for 15 to 16 as well. I don't think anything's going to go green on me. Oh, I got scared for a minute. I saw that body and thought I had 2 on me. He's moving now. Snare wore off. Come on, Jasartic. Finish him off. No ding yet. I was thinking that would be it. Probably the next mob. There's a heart sting around here somewhere. There he is. It's all about finding these good, chill spots to grind when you're doing solo self-found. It's definitely an exercise in patience. Go get him, Jasartic. There we go. Resisted the fear. That's not good. Eventually, Jasartic's going to pick up aggro on him, though. He resisted another fear. And now the snare is off. This is not a good situation. There we go. Now I just need to get a snare on him. Unfortunately, I'm almost so I just need Jasartic's hits to whittle him down. He resisted another fear. I'm going to tank for Jasartic because he's down to 40%. Hey! Sorry for the loud noise. It's a happy loud noise. And there is level 15, and that is also going to signal the end of the stream. So thank you for watching. This is the Amamocracy. Check out my YouTube. Follow me if you want to continue to watch as I